Hi there, I'm Sister Wendy Bagley, and I happen to have a very unique talent that many of you probably don't know about. It's a little hidden, but it's something that I found or discovered when I was in high school. And once I started doing it, it to me is like Harry Potter on a broomstick or Spider-Man climbing up a wall. I love doing this. And you might wonder what in the world it is. And it's actually kind of a dirty word in our society these days, but it's politics. Yes, I love politics. I love getting involved in it. I look forward to election night returns just like people look forward to the Super Bowl. I'm kind of one of those crazy people that loves political phone calls when they come in, and I'll talk to their ear off. Let me tell you a little bit about this. Just as a disclaimer, I'm not making any statement on a political party or anything. I'm not going to tell you which way to believe, but I do want to encourage you to get involved. If you voted already, awesome. If you haven't voted already because you're too young, you have a pass for now, but I want you to consider these things. Even if you're not old enough to vote, this is a fabulous time to listen to your parents, listen to adults, and kind of start making your own ideas about how you believe, how this country should be governed. Candidates stay in office for 2 to 6 years. So if you're listening right now, you never know that this person will be running years from now when you are old enough to vote. And you can think back and go, wait a minute, I remember when he first ran. You can remember the promises they make. You can remember news articles that have said whether or not they've kept those promises. And that will help you to be a stronger voter in the future. And issues come up over and over again all the time. I have a saying that I've taught my kids and I feel strongly about. The more you read, the more you know. The more you know, the smarter you grow. The smarter you grow, the stronger your voice in expressing your view and making your choice. I want my voice to be heard, and I want to be a clear, reasonable voice founded on correct principles and persuading all those around me to uphold standards of decency, righteousness, freedom, and equality. Now, did you know that the prophet Joseph Smith Jr. was once a political candidate? Yes, I believe it was 1844, he ran to be president of the United States. Now, after 30 plus years of political involvement, I've come to the conclusion that no one can be an expert in all areas. So if you feel overwhelmed, you're not alone. In fact, the President of the United States can't be an expert in all areas. That's why he has advisors. That's why he has a cabinet. My advice to you is to start small. For example, decide on one race or one issue that is important to you. Are roads or parks important to you? Start looking at the city or the county level. Is the local school board or the state legislature important to you about education? Those are some things you can start attending those meetings. If you're concerned about energy policies or clean air, go check out and see what our governor has done about it. Check out to see what our state representatives and our congressional, U.S., federal level representatives have said about it. You can learn about the main decision makers, who they are, what they've said in the past. We have Google, which is an amazing tool. You can talk to the people you respect who have opinions, both those who support things that you agree with and things you don't agree with. One of the best phrases to say is, I may not agree with you personally, but I want to understand why you believe the way you do. You will learn so much that way. And then get involved. Watch or attend meetings. Contact your elected leaders if you have questions. One of my favorite talks by Ezra Taft Benson in 1987, October, it's called Our Divine Constitution. And he points out these 4 things. He says, first and foremost, we must be righteous. Second, we must learn the principles of the Constitution in the tradition of the Founding Fathers. Third, we must become involved in civic affairs to see that we are properly represented. And fourth, we must make our influence felt by our vote, our letters, our teaching, and our advice. This is where my talent can help you. For example, a friend was in a terrible situation once in Eagle Mountain where her dog was accused of something, and she felt that the law was very unfair. She, in other words, are trying to figure out how to get that law changed. I was able to do some research and help her figure out who to talk to and put her in connection with them. And she was super grateful. She had no idea where to start. On Facebook, I disagreed with somebody about the pre-existing conditions of the American Care Act. And after about an hour of research, I was better able to understand the 3 bills that have been introduced in Congress recently, where they're at, who are on the committees, and some information about them. And I was able to pass them on to this other person so he could learn for himself. I've stood before county and city councils, school boards, political parties, legislative committees, not yet at the U.S. U.S. legislature or Congress. I want to do that someday. But I've been able to share my opinions on current issues. I can help you figure out who to talk to, when, what to say, and how to say it. And if you ever get an inkling to attend a legislative session in a few months down in Bismarck, just give me a call. Let's do it. I love what Edmund Burke once said. It's my favorite quote. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men, and I'll add women, to do nothing. I want to be one of those good women who will stand up and let my voice be heard for good. Do you? And if you do, let me help. Thank you.